video, I'm going to show you guys my opinion as a gas safe registered engineer. What is the best boiler on the market, combi boiler, for you landlords. Before we get started guys, please like and subscribe for more videos like this, and if you fancy it, click the bell notification. I made this decision based on 3 factors. Number 1, the most important for you landlords is price. Because I know what your landlords are like, you don't like spending no money, no more than you need to. So the first one is price. The second one is reliability. You want something which does the job, it's not going to let you down. The third thing is ease of use. So you don't want the tenant calling you up, how do I fill the water up, what does this mean, what does that mean, blah blah blah. So they're the 3 factors I've took into consideration, and this is why I've chose this one boiler. Let me show you what the boiler is. So this is the boiler I've chosen for you guys. It's called a Main Eco Compact. So let's talk about the first factor, which is most important to you landlords: price, money, BSR, whatever you call it. Let's talk about that. It's a lot cheaper than its competitors such as Valent and Worcester. I think the Valent's Pro 24s start out about maybe £800–900. The Worcesters are a little bit more expensive. There's other brands on there that may potentially be cheaper, like the Heat Line and the Frolis, but it's the second factor is why I didn't choose them as the boilers. So this boiler comes in on the market as 2 variants, so you can get it in 25 kilowatt and you can get it as a 30 kilowatt. Let's talk about the 25 kilowatt. So 25 kilowatt, you get the boiler and the flue for approximately about £600. The 30 kilowatt, I believe, is about maybe £50 to £100 more expensive, which is not a lot of money if you think about it for a boiler, for a combi boiler. £600 to £700. You get the boiler, you also get the flue, and then all the little condensers and stuff like that inside of it as well. So let's talk about the second factor. Second factor is reliability. You guys don't want to get called back all the time. My boiler's not working, blah 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 blah. I don't want to come back to fix your boiler. You don't want to pay an engineer to come back. So this boiler here, this Main Eco Compact, is actually made by a brand called Baxi. Now Baxi have been around since 1866. It's a very long time. They have old boilers, Baxi Bermudas, Baxi 105Zs. They have Baxi Platinums, which are great boilers and they do a great job. So reliability wise, the manufacturers who make these boilers are great. All they've literally done is they've made this boiler into 3 different variants. They have the Main Eco Compact, which is targeted towards the lower end, so the landlords and stuff like that. Then they have the Baxi 600, and then they have the Baxi 800. They're exactly the same boiler. So inside of these boilers is exactly the same as the Baxi 800 boilers. It's the same as the Baxi 600s. The only difference is little minor things like the badges, the filling loops. At the back of these boilers you can't rear pipe the boiler, whereas the Baxi 800s and the Baxi 600s you can. So with this boiler you get 5 years parts and labour warranty. So for 5 years, if anything goes wrong with this boiler, Baxi themselves will come out and repair your boiler, as long as it's been fitted right. You know, as long as you flush the system, it's been installed the way it should be per manufacturer's instructions. Don't get cowboys to slap these in and expect Baxi to come out and fix it. Now, Baxi's customer service, in my opinion, is great. They're better than Worcester, they're better than Valent. Valent are far too strict, in my opinion, and Worcester also are quite strict. Baxi will come out and repair your boiler, and that's what you want. You want to call customer service, my boiler's not working, these guys come out and fix your boiler. Another thing is Baxi also offer a same-day call-out. So if you're a Baxi approved engineer, which I am, so any boiler which I fit, if I call Baxi before, I think it's 8 or 9 AM and you have no heating or hot water, there's a chance that Baxi will come out on the same day to fix the boiler. If you put that into contents, you get 5 years parts and labour warranty with this boiler. Let's say the boiler is £600. £600, somebody charging you, say, £600 to fit the boiler, which is £1,200. £1,200, so you're probably paying between, say, £200 and £250 a year for this boiler to give your tenants heating and hot water, guaranteed. So the third factor was ease of use. How easy is this boiler to use? And I've also added something else in there, which is size, the size of the boiler, because obviously another thing you landlords want is the boiler to potentially fit in a cupboard. You know, you got these new build projects similar to this one which I'm on now. So the guy has literally just done his kitchen up, as you can see, and the boiler's back here. Now if he wanted to, he could fit a cupboard around this boiler, but he's decided just to leave it on display. He thinks it looks quite nice, so why not? And also he doesn't want to spend that money on a cupboard and stuff like that. So if he wanted to though, he could fit this into the cupboard. Let me show you how easy this boiler is to use. Okay, so the boiler's been switched off at the minute. There's no display on the boiler, and also there's no pressure on the boiler either. So let's switch the boiler back on. So switch the boiler on. The boiler's switching on, and it's already flashing now, E118. So as a tenant, they'd come to it and they'd give you a call. Landlord, I've got an issue with my boiler, it's E118. You could just whack it in Google. Okay, it looks like you've got low water pressure. If you've got low water pressure, come underneath the boiler, look for these little tabs here. You've got two little blue knobs there. Open up these blue knobs, you can fill the pressure back up. Make sure you close the two blue knobs. So that's how easy it is for you as a landlord to diagnose what the issue is, to tell them how to rectify it or come down yourself. The other thing is hot water and heating temperature. If the tenant wants the water warmer, they simply just turn the dial up. Very easy to use. And also the central heating, if they want it warmer, they turn it up. Now with valence, you've got to go through all this digital displays and stuff like that. And sometimes the tenants end up pressing the wrong thing and forget it, I ain't touching it. But something like this, you can't really go wrong. If you do get error codes and stuff like that, like an E113, which means you've got no gas, the reset button is literally just right there. It says reset. So ease of use, I don't think you get any easier than what these Baxi boilers. So if you look at the size of the boiler, let's look at the second, another thing. Let's measure up the size of this boiler, so I could give you the dimensions. So width is, you're talking 38 centimeters. The size of this cupboard is, say, 50. If you look down here, it's about 50 centimeters, yeah? So that boiler, the width-wise, can easily fit in this cupboard. Length-wise, this boiler is 700 millimeters, which is 70 centimeters. This cupboard is 71.5, so you could fit in there. Also, let's just check the width. So the width of the boiler is, say, 29 centimeters. The width of this cupboard is, you're talking about 29 to 30 centimeters. So this boiler right there, oops. So this boiler right there could easily fit in this cupboard. The only thing that it wouldn't fit would be the flue. So the flue would have to stick out above the cupboard. We did install this boiler, but the reason we didn't fit it at the same cupboard height is because the landlord didn't want us to re-drill under the core hole. He just wanted to slap it in, put it exactly where the old boiler was, and then he fitted this kitchen after. But if you wanted to, we could have just core drilled the hole higher, and then you'd have units going straight across and you wouldn't even know the boiler's there. He also wanted it easy, he wanted it at a good height for the tenants to get to, basically. If it was up here, I don't think it would make much of a difference, but he wanted it to stay there. So what we're going to do now, we're going to whip this cover bar off. We're going to take the cover off and look inside. I'm going to show you why I like the boiler. So this is the engineer technical side of this video. Let's have a look. So what we've got to do is undo these screws at the bottom here. Undo this screw right here. So, the reason I like this boiler. So it's got your standard Grundfos pump in here, which is great. You've got your forward facing PRV, which is very easy to change. If this goes wrong, it's facing you. So you literally just get your little tool in here, you can take this one out. You've got your low water pressure sensor here. You've got your domestic hot water flow sensor here, and your turbine there, so it's easy to get out if you get any issues with that. Gas valve obviously is right here, you can't really go wrong for servicing purposes if you want to change the serial values and stuff like that. The diverter valve, the housing is all in brass, is what I like. None of this, Worcester's are all in plastic and they lead to cracks and stuff like that. The motor is very easy to get to. You just pull the pin out, change the motor really easily. The cartridge is at the top here, you can get that cartridge out. Condense trap is see-through, so you can see through the whole of this if it's blocked. Extremely easy to clean. Another thing that expansion vessel is here. So if I need to recharge this expansion vessel, the pin is actually at the top. They used to have it in there at the top, which was quite hard to get to, but now it's actually really easy. It's a soft touch here, so I mean cool touch actually. So what that basically means is when this boiler's on really hot, you can put your hand here and it won't get scalded basically. It's really easy to clean the heat exchanger. Look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Take that out, disconnect all this, the fan will come out with it. Nice and easy, you can clean the heat exchanger. Electrics, you know, very easy to wire up. They've given you there. None of this with Valet running all the way through here and stuff like that. So very easy to wire up. By the way, these panels also come off, so you can take this panel off, and you can also take this panel off. So it makes life easier if you want to get around the back. So if I want to get around the side here, if this wall wasn't here and I wanted to get to this nut here, for example, you know, it's really easy. It just makes life a lot easier. So what you get with the boiler is this filling loop here. So that right there, then and there, you've saved a tenner right there. So you get a filling loop there, so this fills up your boiler. You can check your inlet gas pressure from here, and then you can drain the boiler from here, outside the boiler. None of this an ideal where you've got to get it from there or something like that. So they're giving you a drain off there. But if that doesn't work, they've also given you another one right in the back here. But I've never had to use that one. That one does the job. They've also given you this little thing here. So I believe this is like a little drip tray. So when water drips, it will basically drip down here, and it allows it to drip down and outside the boiler. So it doesn't actually collect basically loads of water in here and destroy the components, which I think there is a great idea. By comparison, if you look at this boiler and you look at the Baxi 800, which comes with 10 years parts and labour warranty, it's exactly the same. There's no difference to it on the inside. Have a look at my video, the link will be here somewhere, Baxi 800 review. I open the boiler up, I look at it for you, and if you look, it's near enough exactly the same. So whenever I fit these boilers, I always fit a magnetic filter. You don't get one in the box like the Baxi 800. That was one of the differences with the Baxi 800. You don't get a filter in the box with this one. So I always fit a filter regardless of my installation. Here's the filter here. I know the kitchen fitter has not made it easy to service, but you know, there's always means and ways around it. I can always just turn these off. I'll pull the whole filter forward and take it off like that. So I always fit these filters as well. So for landlords, I know you want to keep the cost low, but this is a must. Cost about £100 and it will save you a lot of money in the future. Don't skimp on the filter, don't get the cheapest filter on the market. Get a good brand such as this MagnaClean or the Spirotech. So I hope you guys have benefited from this video, landlords. If you other engineers have any other boilers which you could recommend to me, and say, you know what, I don't agree with your decision and there is a better boiler on the market, I doubt you will. But you know, there's a challenge right there. Challenge, tell me if you know a better budget boiler than this on the market. Leave a comment in the comment section below. If you guys have got this boiler, have any issues with it or anything along the lines, I would love to know. Leave a comment in the section below. But personally, myself, I fit these boilers at least once a week. I've never had a callback, I've never had an issue. I think they've been out for about, what, 2 years? For 2 years, I've fitted them left, right and centre, never had a callback, never had an issue. Gone back and serviced it, there's no issues. If they're fitted right, you'll have no issue. The only time you'll have an issue is when you get these cowboys to do it, they don't flush the system, they don't do the basics right. Get a good engineer out, get him to do the job right, get him to do it properly, and you won't have no issues. Just so you know guys, I've got a video of a tutorial on how to fit this boiler, a 101. Literally, I show you everything. I show you what's in the box. I show you how to fit the boiler and everything. Everything you need to know about this boiler in regards to installation. I've got a video. I'm not sure if it's out yet. So when they post this video, I'm not sure if it's out. If it is, there'll be a link up here somewhere below. Above, I mean. If there isn't, just keep posted, subscribe, and it will be uploaded soon. Yeah? Job done.